Hey everybody out there, this is Seto, and I do apologize if you guys can hear the background noise. It sounds like there is some type of alien in the next room. I don't know what the heck, whoever's next door watching, whatever. But it sounds like a freaking alien. But today, guys, we're going to be doing a Q&A video. Now, the reason we're going to be doing this Q&A video is because today, on this Friday, actually marks me being on YouTube for 5 years. I've been making Yu-Gi-Oh content for 5 years on YouTube, and today marks the 5th year of that. And to commemorate that, I decided to do a Q&A video for that reason. Now, I'm going to be answering my Patreon's questions first, and then we'll get to the other questions that you guys asked me that I made a comment about in my community section. So if you guys don't stay up to date with my community section that I have on YouTube, the community tab, I post a lot of stuff on there for fun. So I asked about some questions that you guys want answered, and I'm going to answer all of them today in this video. So the first one from my Patreon, Angel Morez, says, which year/format of Yu-Gi-Oh was your favorite to play in? That's a little bit tough to say. I would have to say one of my favorite formats to play in was 2012, 2011, 12, and 13, that early Zexal era. That was really fun to play in because at that time you had Gravekeepers were still playable, Six Samurais were still a little bit playable, you had Windups, you had Insectors, you had Dino Rabbit, you had so many decks that were powerful. You had Water, which was Mermail back then, and you had Fire Fist, +1 Fire Fist and everything. There were so many just viable decks in that era. It's kind of what I would say is happening right now in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where there's good decks, yeah, but there's not just one solid top-tier deck. Each week there seems to be a new good best deck of the format. That's what it was back then for those about year and a half of the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Until Dragon Rulers came out, and that's all she wrote. You guys know where that went down the road. And by the end of when Dragon Rulers finally got hit, we were heading into the Arc 5 era with Pendulums, pretty much. By the time they got hit after Light Swarms came out. I mean, at the end of that format, that was really good. Hat format was another format I really enjoyed. If we want to go old school, Perfect Circle Monarchs, I love that format. That was mid to late 2000s. Warrior Swarm, which was a thing back in the day with Marauding Captain and Rhoda at 3 of, with Don Zaluk and everything. That was a fun thing to play in. That was like in 2004, 2005, before Goat Control. So yeah, that was really fun to play in those different formats. Those are what I would say are some of my favorite formats to actually play in. Let's see here. He asked me something else too. And the ones that I like playing in, like if I like going back and playing old school formats, the ones I really like playing in are kind of like Goat Control, 2004 Chaos, and I build those decks historically how I saw people play them back in the day and what people were actually playing in the day. Like I don't mind, playing like with what Yugi Nono does, like updating the Goat decks with like Beast Down, Beast Beat Down, I think it's called, with Berserk Gorilla and things like that. But back then that was not really played in traditional Goat format. That's what I like playing. Like traditionally, this is what we played back then. But I understand trying to make the format better because it's a timeless format. And I love doing that too. But I play that Goat format, 2004 Chaos, Dragon Ruler format, Dad Return, and Teledad. After Dragon Ruler format, I kind of said that, I'm not going to be playing Pepe format or Necros format anytime soon. Christopher Spitzer, I believe that's how you pronounce your name, my friend, asked me also, who's also a Patreon, he asked me, your favorite card / archetype and deck of all time. Favorite card. Ooh. Gravekeeper Spy. Or Maiden with the Eyes of Blue. It's one or the other. Take your choice. Why do I say Gravekeeper Spy? Gravekeeper Spy throughout Yu-Gi-Oh's history has been a great card. Until like the last 3-4 years. Power creep. The reason for that being is you could set your Gravekeeper Spy. It would have a 2000 booty. If it got destroyed and flipped up, you bring out another Gravekeeper Spy, you could tribute that off. So it was great tribute fodder. If you were running a Necro Valley tech in the deck, that's a 25 booty, hard to get over, so you could use it for double tribute fodder. And then I love Gravekeepers, which are my favorite archetype. So my top 3 favorite archetypes, people may ask me what they are. It's Gravekeepers #1, Six Samurai #2, Blue Eyes #3. People always think it's Blue Eyes is #1. It's not. It's GKs and 6 Sams. Those are my number 2 favorite archetypes. Blue Eyes is the 3rd place. Blue Eyes is not my favorite deck. GKs and 6 Sams are always going to be my favorite. And I need to update my bloody 6 Samurai deck profile and GK profiles. I haven't done that in a while. But those are my favorite. Card-wise, like I was saying, Gravekeeper Spy and Maiden, because Maiden I've used in Blue Eyes for eternity. Literally, on different ways of using it with, back in the day when she first came out, with Wonder Wand to pop the Maiden, draw 2 cards and get a Blue Eyes on the field, to now using Sage to do it, or Master, or if you want to run the field spell, you can use that too. So there's a bunch of different ways out there you can run it nowadays, compared to what it originally was, to try to trigger Maiden's effect off. So now we have some other questions we have here. Oh yes, so that was, yeah, I'm going to be doing I already did that, open up a legendary collection. I'm looking at some other comments we have here. Thoughts on the new support for Blue Eyes? I like it. It's good. The Reborn card, like I did a video on that recently, Rhapsody, that's a good card. King of D, yeah, he's okay as a what-of, maybe. I mean, in some decks, people think he's really good, and I understand why he's good, but I'm just like, why can't just say discard any card, not just a spell card, when spell cards are just so essential to how that deck functions? Like, I don't want to discard a, Return of the Dragon Lords or a Melody if I already have that in hand. Like, maybe, but I usually never get a hand that clunky or I've gone off. So as a one-of, he's okay, but more than one-of, I'm really hesitant to run, King of the Dragon Lords. We'll have to wait and see. What is your favorite laxatives? Oh, well, actually, besides laxative medicine itself, I would have to say my favorite laxative is grapes. Actually, grapes really make me go to the bathroom a lot for some reason. I love grapes, green grapes especially. That's a long story why the grapes do that to me, I guess. What do you think about the current ban list and how would you update it? Personally, the current ban list, I'm 100% okay with it. I think Magician Pendulums is a powerful deck still, but it's not overbearing as it would have been if they hadn't hit it. So I think, honestly, it's perfectly fine. I think they will eventually, I mean, they may not do it, but they'll probably massacre every deck out there once the Megatins come out, like they've done every year, just to start a new slate. And I kind of wish they wouldn't do that, because everything seems pretty balanced right now. ABC is good, this is good, that is good. There's no, like, number one. Like, I've seen, like, Invoke Jack Knights, whatever they're called now. But, there's so many good decks out there. There's just not one best deck, I feel like. And that's what's made this format perfectly fine. Changes I would make to the ban list. Bring some stuff off the ban list that you know is not going to affect anybody out there. Like, who's going to play it? Like, who's going to play, like, bring Gateway back to 2. You brought Judgment back. Judgment's 10 times powerful than Gateway. What's 6 Sam going to do in 2018 right now, even with the new support? Nothing. There's cards out there, like Wind-Up Carriers and Mighty. Why is that still on the ban list? Like, there's, like, you brought BLS back to 3 of. Nobody plays BLS right now, but who, like there's cards out there, I'm just like nobody would play this deck unless it was for fun, and it's not going to win tournaments. Like, who are you kidding? Like, why is this on the list? Like, these archetypal cards, I'm just like, bring it back. Like, Hornet's been at 3, what? Hornet's been at 2 or 3 of them in the OCG for forever now? Why is it still limited? Like, Dragonfly, I get, but Hornet, come on. Like, there's certain cards out there, I'm just like, these things could come back. It's just Konami's just like, they hoard the ban list and they keep them on the ban list way past their prime compared to the OCG. Like, I think you can start releasing some of this stuff that's on the list that's been on there forever. Like, it doesn't even need an errata. It just can come off. What decks you profiled would you like to see support for that you can make your own fantasy support? Egyptian Gods. Literally, I want to see Egyptian God support. I want to see Nordic support. the Sphinx cards, the ones that I've been doing deck profiles over the past year, the Sphinx, Sphinx Telea, Sphinx Andros, Andros Sphinx, all those. I'd like to see something, like some support thrown their way. That would be nice. A lot of these movie-esque archetypes I would like to see some support for in some shape or form. Maybe when we get to the 20th anniversary of Yu-Gi-Oh! They will maybe do that. Possibly for all the movies that have come predecessors, they'll give us like 1 or 2 support here or there. That'd be really nice. They've created, I mean, I know that, what do they call it now? For hire, the pirate archetype. I don't care about the damn name. I'm just happy they have a pirate archetype in Yu-Gi-Oh! You know how long I've been waiting for that? Like a long, long, long time. Like 5, 6, 7 years I've been waiting for that. I don't care about the name. For hire. I want to play that deck. Just because. It's pirates. The last deck I really want to see be made is I want to see something based off the Greek gods that's not the agents, like Agent of Venus, Agent of Mars. I want to see like the Greek gods. Like we have Athena, but like I want to see stuff based around Zeus and Poseidon and, you know, the big Greek gods and Roman gods as well, and Tangent. Because I think the agents are more based off like the Roman gods than the Greek gods. But that's a long history mumble jumble I'm not going to get into, but that's something I want to see. If Yu-Gi-Oh! Had Blue Eyes and Kaiba had Dark Magician, would you change your channel to be Yu-Gi-Moto or Seto Kaiba? Honestly, it would have probably been Seto Kaiba still. I just like Seto Kaiba because of the character. But I do love Blue Eyes. That is a... I don't quite know. Would I change my name if Yu-Gi played Blue Eyes? I think I would have loved the deck. I don't know. I just can. I never thought of that. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that one really. Maybe. Thoughts on the Invoke / decks everywhere? I think it's cool. Like I said, I love seeing all these different decks popping up. Like I was saying earlier, I forget the TCG name, but like the Invoke Jack Knights, Invoke Blue Eyes, Invoke this. That's cool. Like Invokes are kind of like what Shadalls were 2.0. They can be splashed and everything, and with Makaba. And I wouldn't believe that eventually they're going to get reprinted in the next Battles of Legends set, probably. I would bet by bottom dollar that's probably going to happen. Favorite archetypes, I already went over that. GK, 6 Sams, Blue Eyes. Favorite way to eat bananas? Ooh, now this is a good question. So I wish I had a prop for a banana. So there's 2 ways of eating bananas. There's the one where you just peel it, or there's the one where you eat from the bottom and then you peel it. I actually eat from the bottom of the banana. So you have the stalk of the banana here, you have the bottom here, I peel the bottom off. That's how I eat my bananas. That's a good observation that you notice people eat different types of bananas. Next, are you going to join the army or not? So I had mentioned this in a comment before, and I've mentioned it throughout my time on YouTube that I've thought about joining the army. And that's the honest truth. I have thought about it off and on. I've always been told it would be a perfect fit for me. The reason I've, for the most part, decided not to do it, it's not conclusive yet. I have gone and talked to a recruiter. I have done things of that nature, and I have thought about it, is because of the woman I want to marry. The woman I want to marry is okay with me doing it, but she's very hesitant. I don't know if she'd be able to put up with the army lifestyle for a army wife, if you understand what I'm trying to say, and being away for long periods of time. That is my main concern, because she is literally the person I want to settle down with and marry. There's no one else out there. But the problem is, she seems to say, like, I'm okay with you doing it, but I don't know how I'm going to be. And so that makes me hesitant to do it. And plus, you know, I've talked to some people already about that join the army, like, would it be a good fit for me? And they're like, yeah, it would be, but what's it going to really offer you at the end of the day? Like when you're done, because you already have your degree, you're already paid off. Like, just keep trying to find a good job right now. The reason I was even considering it was because it would help me with trying to get a job as a national park ranger, because I would have certification, depending upon, you know, if I got a GS, whatever it would be. But like I said, you got your pros and your cons. So right now, it's no, pretty much 100% sure, but it may change in the future. But For right now, it's looking like it's not going to happen. I'm hoping. I've been going to job interviews so much over the last 2 months, but nobody wants me. It seems like it's so depressing. It's so hard to make YouTube videos when you don't have a job too. Next question. What are your opinions on link summoning? I'm okay with it now. I'm honestly okay with link summoning now. I mean, I miss the old days. Like, I miss how, like, I don't like the fact that it's hurt certain decks out there. We'll have to see. There's a possibility that they adapt link summoning a little bit differently, like they did with pendulum summoning. You know how they moved it from the original zone to the back row zone. You may see something like that. Not necessarily to the back row, but there may be some type of change later on down the road after the link era is over with. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm okay with it right now. Least favorite archetype. Final Countdown. Why do I hate Final Countdown so much? Every time I've played against a Final Countdown deck in real life, especially when it was back in the day when it was at 3-of, someone always had on their phone the Final Countdown theme, and they would start singing it as soon as they activate it, and I literally wanted to jump across the board and say, "Pow! Stop doing that. Like, no, no, don't do that." I hate Final Countdown. Like, Final Countdown, I hate worse than Exodia, because Exodia is like, oh, I got obliterated. Oh, cool. Like, you know, Final. Oh, that's cool. It's a win condition. You know, Victory Dragon even back, I had that happen to me once or twice. Oh, that's fine. That's cool that you pulled that off and won. But Final Countdown is just so freaking annoying. Just, oh. Like, people may hate this competitive deck at the moment. People may hate that competitive deck at the moment. I hate Final Countdown. I hate it. I hate it. Hate it. Hate it. I'll always hate that card. But yeah, those are just my, that's the main card I hate. And Archetype. Decks based around that. Final Countdown itself specifically. I mean, luckily it's been at 1-of. Like, I've seen that in Self-Destruct Button. I've gone around so many wonky decks in the day, but Final Countdown I just hate. Because people always used to play the song, and I'm just like, I want to, grr. But yeah, those are just my thoughts. Hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A video. Hope I answered all your questions. And until next time, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling, and I'll see all of you guys later. Take care, everybody.